is Adam King, aka Drummer the Angel Wolf, and this is my Fursuit cleaning video. Phase one is, first thing you do is, if your suit maker provided you instructions on how to clean your suit, always read these thoroughly and know exactly what you are able to do. It gives you all the do's and don'ts for cleaning your fursuit. I've already gone through these instructions, so I'm going to guide you guys through it. First thing you want to do is you want to turn your suit inside out and you want to zip it up. Okay. Once the suit is turned inside out and zipped up, you always want to use a front load or side load washing machine. I've heard you can use top load, but I've also heard some horror stories about top load. So one, always use side load or front load. Just my opinion, based off of information I've been told. Now, when you put your suit in, now when it comes to soaps, they say that this can be very important. You don't want to use soaps that are colored. For example, these are the little packets you can throw in, and if you'll notice, the soap is a dark color, which is called a soap that's hard. What you want to try to use is a softer soap or detergent, usually liquid, that is clear. I basically have here, which is a bargain detergent that I bought at H-E-B, and it is a clear soap. So if you come up here and look, we're going to go ahead and add the soap to the machine, and you'll notice that it's a clear liquid. I'm going to do about a quarter cup. Okay, it used to be bartender, so 4 counts is a quarter cup. All right, and once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and get the dishwasher started, or excuse me, the washing machine started here. Don't ever use a dishwasher, that'd be a bad idea. Now, you should usually have different settings on the washing machine. Whites, colors, delicates, permanent press, add superwash. It is recommended to use a delicate cycle. So I'm going to select that when it's ready. Delicate, and start. Okay, so this is the end of the first phase. I'm going to go ahead and run this through the cycle. Once this is complete, we will head over to my apartment and I will show you phase 2. Thank you. All right, welcome back to phase 2 of how to clean your fursuit. Again, my name is Adam King, aka Drummer the Angel Wolf, and we are currently giving Xytras a bath. So let's kind of recap. We have turned our fursuit inside out, we zipped it up, and we washed it using a side load washing machine or front load. Next phase is to dry up or sop up as much water out of the suit as possible. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, that whenever removing the suit from the washing machine, you don't ever want to heave it or lift it by any of the seams. We want to try to keep the water weight from hanging on the seams. So you just want to kind of maybe dump it into a basket. So what I normally do is I put the basket up the side of the machine and I pull it out and drop it into a laundry basket. Now, next thing is we need to lay the suit out. You can lay it on the ground. I've already swept and mopped here, but just to be safer, I'm going to go ahead and lay something down. And we're going to go ahead and spread the suit out on just a regular sheet or bedspread or whatever it is you'd like to use. It's recommended you just dump the suit out, because again, we don't want to be lifting it or heaving it and putting any strain on any of the seams. So we're going to spread the suit out. Now, with a side load washing machine, this phase can actually probably be skipped, as it is usually pretty good at getting most of the water out of the suit. But if you do use a top load, I can guarantee you that it will be soaking wet and sopped with water, and this phase will actually be very crucial. Now, with the side load, it's usually pretty drained of the water, but just to be on the safe side, we're going to take a towel and we're going to lay it over and just kind of press on the suit. Basically what this will accomplish is it will get any excess water out of the suit, which will help in the drying process. Now, problem areas that you need to worry about will be like the crotch or the armpits. So you want to pay special attention or focus on those areas. So, again, armpits is where most of your water would be. So focus a little more on those areas, as well as the crotch. All right. And we want to make sure that we do this to both sides of the suit. And again, when turning it over or doing anything, we don't want to lift or heave. We want to refrain or avoid putting any undue stress on the suit or the seams. Right. Once we have done this to both sides of the suit, we are going to turn it right side out and do the same thing again. Okay. So, we need to flip them over one last time. Flip them. This is probably the hardest part. Once he is turned right side out, we'll spread them out again and continue with trying to sop up as much water as we can out of the fur. Once again, when turning it inside out, we want to focus on the areas such as the crotch and the armpits, as where that is where most of the water will come out of your suit. All right. And again, we're going to do it on both sides. At this point, you can leave it unzipped. There's no sense in zipping it back up. Again, focus on the armpits and the crotch. All right. Now, once you have sopped up as much of the water out of the suit as you can, the next stage will be to dry it. We will be doing air dry. So when we come back, I will be on phase 3. And we will continue with how to clean your fursuit. Hello, and welcome back to phase 3 of how to clean your fursuit. Again, my name is Adam King, aka Drummer the Angel Wolf, and we are currently giving Xytras, my second sona, a bath. Now, in this phase of how to clean your fursuit, this is where we're going to actually be drying our suit. What I have here is a rack or a drying rack or a hanging rack. And basically we're going to set this up at a tilt and we're going to place the suit on it and allow it to air dry. So let me go ahead and get this set up here. So the simple rack is just real simple to use. Okay, now that our suit is set up. Now again, when it comes to getting the suit on the rack, again, we want to minimize the amount of stress that we put on the seams. So we're going to come over here and pick up Xytras. And what we want to do is kind of fold it in, reducing the amount of stress. And we're just going to kind of lift them all up once. And we're going to unfold him on the rack. Now, When it comes to laying it out on the rack, again, we want to minimize the amount of stress or pull on the seams. So reduce resistance as much as possible. For example, I'm going to pull this in a little bit so that the main seams and the armpits are hanging on the rack, and this is all that's hanging over. I'm going to do that to both sides. Okay. Now, next, for the drying, real simple, a couple of fans. We've got a box fan, which will be for the back side of the suit. And what we will do is set this up back here, plug in at an angle. Now when it comes to the fan, you want to kind of tilt it up at the suit. Just do it the best you can, however you can get it propped. And we're going to turn it on high. And this will dry the underside of the suit. The next fan we will set in the front on an oscillating setting on high as well. And this will help to create circulation so that the suit can get dried from underneath as well as on top. Now, during this process, you will wait for the outside of the suit to get dry, and then you will turn it inside out and do it again on the inside. Normally this process takes about 24 hours, but normally with a side load or front load washing machine it can take less. And once this is dry and complete, we will move on to the last phase of how to clean your fursuit. Alright, welcome back to how to clean your fursuit. Again, my name is Adam King, aka Drummer the Angel Wolf, and we are washing Xytras, my second fursona. So phase 4 is the last phase. So let's kind of recap. We used a side load or front load washing machine to clean the suit after turning it inside out and zipping it up. Once it was done washing, we laid it out, sopped up as much of the water out of the suit as we could before laying it out on a dry rack to dry. The suit has now dried for over 24 hours, and the last and final stage is brushing it. So what you take here is your regular standard cat brush that you can buy at any local pet shop or pet store. Happens to be PetSmart here in San Antonio, Texas. You want to use a fine bristled brush, and you always want to brush with the grain, never against the grain. So when you're brushing your suit, depending on what types of fur you have, you might require different types of brushes. As I have up here a more rough fur, which would require a much lighter bristled brush. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of separate that fur, and what we do is we just brush the fur out. And as you brush the fur will collect on the brush. You will have to empty that once in a while. Now when it comes to brushing the fur, you always want to make sure that you brush, again, with the fur, not with the grain, not against it. Also be careful with any seams that might be sticking out. For example, you'll see here that you've got two different types of fur sewn together. So brushing around these areas, you need to be a little careful as not to pull the seams or the threads. So it's pretty basic. You basically just going to brush down the entire suit after it's done cleaning, or after it's done being dried. So we won't go through that entire process, but just to show you here, you'll see that the hair kind of gathers up, so once in a while you'll need to pull that off and throw that away. So once you're done brushing down the fur, your suit is ready to be worn again for a couple more uses before it needs to be cleaned again. Please comment down below any questions that you may have. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And I hope you fuzzbutts have yourself a wonderful day.